Worst moment in AWW experience. It's quite a few. There was the cheating ring we exposed, where some of the inmates just started doing a private message and sharing their matches and voting for one another to help get them wins. There was when I accidentally fucked up merging AOW with AWW. There was Fiber. There was Al splitting the group for GW. There's some more in there too. The issues between Travis and Sally over who had rights to the whole video promoting thing. When we left from Cell Block Z, I know that I left a bad taste in some people's mouth. There's been a couple of bad experience and moments in AWW. Favorite gimmick excluding the Shogun. Now I asked Nathan about this, if he meant my own gimmicks or other people's, and he said my own. Shogun was probably the first gimmick. So, excluding my first gimmick, what's my favorite gimmick of mine? There's a few. There was Shogun. There was Al Demente, the Insane Luchador, which went back to Shogun. Which went to Mr. Out of Character, OOC, Jeremy Brock. Which went back to Shogun, which went to Al Demente for a little bit, which became Akira, which was my own gimmick to be my own half Asian bastard child that wanted to see my career ruined because I chose wrestling over raising him and being with his mom. Actually, that gimmick was kind of fun. A lot of techno, a lot of parties. I used to get away with doing a lot of promos that had orgies going on in them. I think Akira and Chris Kanyon would have made an epic fucking tag team. Just saying. Went back to Shogun again. Went back to Mr. OCC for a little while. Joined the Reich and became Aries. Back to Shogun, and now I'm the new Warden. I know, right? I had a lot of people like, what the fuck? But, my favorite gimmick, those are the ones from AWW. From the promo onlys, I also made, well, no, there's also Easy Pickens in AWW. Jobber, local talent that just gets beat all the time. Promo onlys, there was Joby Opener. Let that one settle. Comes out to instrumental version of Cult of Personality, rewritten to be the Cult of Jobbernality by my truly. And then there was the gimmick where Jeremy Brock was part of Filth for a little bit. The Kamikaze Kings, and now Master of Destruction, the Whip, the Whirlwind of Force, the Elbow Throwing Machine, Jeremy Brock. But I have to say, hands down, my favorite of all my gimmicks, be it AWW, be it promo only groups, Joby Opener was fucking fun. And the concept of Joby Opener was, it was called Cabana for the rep, using CM Punk's entrance, rewritten lyrics, Cult of Jobbernality. Using the moniker of worst in the world. And when I would promo with this guy, it wasn't about how I was going to beat you, how I was going to win. If you have ever seen Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, that fucking Kung Fu parody movie, the short little Asian guy that thought getting his ass kicked was actually winning the fight, that is Joby Opener. Joby Opener was proud of being a jobber, made his own Jobbers World Championship, was proud to have lost. He had the streak. The streak. mimicking Undertaker's undefeated streak, he went in reverse because if you face Joby Overner, you better get ready for the fact you're a number in the streak, and the streak's gonna go to 0-2. Boom. But what was so fun about him was I was promoing. I wasn't being serious about the promos. He was like a comedy gimmick. I was half-assing my promos, but people liked the gimmick so much. I never lost a match with him. I always had draws, draw decisions. I was always 0-0-1, 0-0-2, 0-0-3. I was like borderline almost winning with this character, which completely goes against everything the character stood for. And it was such a blast because I don't know. I don't know how you explain that. How when you're the promoter and somebody tells you this character needs to lose, that's the gimmick. I don't mind if he loses, they'll help me build on the gimmick. Then they turn around, they're like, we fucking like it too much, he's got to win. What do you do, right? Worst match I have ever had votes in. My first match with Jeff Hammer, with the whole Benoit issue, I had 1 vote. He had like 20. Worst feud. Like, I don't know, Nate. You didn't specify worst feud I've ever seen, worst feud I've been in. I'm gonna go with I've ever seen. And for that period that I had left AWW, for the promo only groups, I still had a fake account in AWW, so I was still able to see what was going on. I don't think Travis knew. But you guys were doing some sort of Star Wars gimmick, like the Sith versus the Asylum, and how'd you guys take yourself seriously during that whole thing? The promos were god awful. I mean, even from some of the best promoters in that group, god awful, made no sense, ridiculous. It was like a poorly written episode of The Big Bang Theory to me. Probably was the worst feud I've ever seen, the Sith versus the Asylum. Please, for the love of God, let's never repeat that era. Most annoying person to work with. Nate, flip a coin. Heads, it'll be Fiber. Tails, Torrance. Hardest person to beat. Haha. Now, if you're asking me, and it's a hard person that I think to beat, you know the motherfucker's gotta be tough. And promo onlys, there's quite a few people that can beat me. Unfortunately, I'm probably like totem pole, bottom of the barrel. They spank that ass when it comes to me, so almost everybody is better than I am in promo only. AWW wise though, Draven is hard to beat. Sam is hard to beat. Jeff was hard to beat. Travis would fucking tank people. Kunar is a hard one to beat. Bob is hard to beat. Ralph is hard to beat. A lot of the topper tier guys in AWW, they're the top tier for a reason, because they bring it and they know their shit, and it's sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, like, I'll get put in a match against, like, say Ralph. I won't even have any meaning behind it. I'll just be like, Ralph versus Shogun. Topic: best of Sunday Night Heat. Fucking, when I go up against somebody like that, and I'm picking my videos, I never look for the video I want first, because in my mind, my first choice is probably the best one, so it's probably already taken. So I actually go through and I pick the next 2 or 3 choices in line that I think would be the next top choice. And then the whole time I get to thinking like, well, fuck, what if he didn't go with my first one? What if he's actually picked the second or the third one? And Fun fact, takes me at least a good 3 hours to finally pick a fucking video. If you want to know if they're hard to beat, ask me how long it takes me to pick a video when I face them. That should be your answer. 9 times out of 10, 3 hours. 3 hours to pick a fucking video. I don't think that answered your question, but I hope it was good enough. That's fucking... Hold on a minute. I'm gonna get some light right there. Did that do anything? Yeah, I opened up the light in the background. What the fuck is that shit? Sorry for the poor lighting conditions of this video. Apparently, I'm not a professional. Ha 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 ha. Okay then. Favorite championship feud? Draven. Next. Stupidest topic ideas. I don't know. I have trouble coming up with topic ideas. I think a lot of the topic ideas I've come up with were pretty fucking stupid. I've even gotten so far as I've branched out to use MMA topics. And, yeah. My topics are probably some of the stupidest fucking topics. What are you gonna do? Favorite pay-per-view moment in AWW? When I won the World Heavyweight Championship against Travis. I wish I could remember what the name of the pay-per-view was, but that was probably my favorite, because I think I already went into detail about this. I wasn't expecting to win that match, and I did, and I got my first World Heavyweight title, and it was just like, Team America, fuck yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Top 3 factions in AWW ever. The Org would be number 1, the organization. Number 2, I would probably have to say Uprising. 3, I would go with Generation X, which was me, Terry, Justine, and I think Mike Draven was part of it. But that was a pretty good faction. I liked it. Anarchy or Mayhem, which is my favorite? Are you referring to the TV shows we run, or are you referring to the championships with the same names? If you're going by show, I would have to say Mayhem. It's our Raw, and even if we aren't able to run 2 shows a year, we always run at least Mayhem every week. Mayhem will always be there. So I have to say Mayhem show-wise. If we're talking about belts, I have to say the Anarchy Championship. And Mike Draven created the belt. And he liked it so much that after creating it, he wanted somebody to face in a match to be crowned the first ever Anarchy Champion. And, so winning the World Television title, being first ever World Television title champion in AWW, it's my first win ever. My second win ever came when me and Jeff beat Mike and Travis for the World Tag Team Championship. So that's 2 belts I've already been the first ever champion of in AWW. And the third belt I was ever the first ever champion was the Anarchy Championship that Mike had created. I'm thinking when he made the challenge, he was hoping he would have gotten somebody easy so he could have been the first ever champion. And I remember that that was the third big win I had. I think that was actually the third win I ever had. And so when Mike saw my name across from his probably on the card for the belt he created. At first, he was probably thinking, this should be easy because this guy can't do nothing unless he's in a tag team where there's multiple people. And then I beat him for his belt. And